Hi, I'm Doug.
I'm Chris.
Today, let's talk about the AB 3121 out in California.
Okay.
It's about passing it into law to study reparations.
Yes. That and other things. It has a few other things in there.
Yeah. It kills me why they would have to make it a law to study. I don't get it.
Well, one, California puts a committee for everything under the sun. But it's actually the strongest place they have to do reparations because it's totally Democratic controlled. And the part that makes it the funniest to me is the fact that, I don't know, I might want to add in the part that California wasn't even in the Civil War. I mean, really, it wasn't even there for that.
And then you were reading one part of it that black that was incarcerated, they should get reparations.
Yes, because what they're saying is the slavery led to that, and they've been mistreated. That goes into the systemic racism. That's why they're outnumbered the inmates in the prisons. We won't even go into the Biden law or any of that, but it makes it so. And they did another one. There was another piece in there about the Northern basically accepted that there was slavery in the South. That's basically making it so you can't have the argument anymore that Lincoln did the Civil War to get rid of it, an emancipation rule, any of that. None of that matters because you accepted it before. Now, my biggest point is everybody acts like, we started slavery. I don't know if they've ever read a religious book or read a history book, but slavery's been going on since the dawn of time. It's still going on in Africa, but nobody seems to care about that.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with this AB 3121. I just, it doesn't make sense that there's a lot more things in trouble in California that they need to put their attention to right now. What about the homeless? I would hate to own a business and go to unlock my front door and there's some guy taking a dump out in front of my
driveway,
in front of my door.
Yeah. Which is totally legal in California to do.
These business owners have to deal with this, and they don't move.
No.
They don't move the homeless out of there.
No.
I don't get it. I know it's bad that we got homeless, but I guess they're making more money being homeless than they are going out and getting a job in California.
You could probably say some are, and some. I've met a few, literally met a few, that enjoy it. They like it. I don't understand liking it, but they do. Matter of fact, there was one, they did a news report years ago when I was in New York. He's a homeless guy, lives in the subway. He's a multi-millionaire. But he's homeless, and he just lives in the subway, eats off change, never touches any of the money. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't want to be owned or controlled by anyone else. He wants to do whatever he wants to do.
It must be nice.
Well, I wouldn't say nice.
Well, I see people on the corners. There's one down by us that the guy, him and another guy rotate.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a wheelchair, and a friend of mine, I was talking to him about him, and he says, "Oh yeah, the guy down there on the corner, blah blah blah." And I went, "Yeah." He goes, he's got both of his legs. And I went, what do you mean he's got both of? He said he got out of the wheelchair the other day because he got hung up on the curb. He got up, moved his wheelchair, and then got back in his wheelchair. And the other guy that rotates with him, they're in business together. They got a good thing going, I guess.
It could be. It can be profitable. But, I mean, for the reparation thing, my entire problem with it is, we've talked about before, I'm a history buff. Okay, if you are going to do reparations for slavery, okay, I understand that. But there's a price you have to pay if you're going to get money for it. If you're going to get reparations, then figure out where you're from, do your DNA, whatever. Say you're from Kenya, and you want to go back to where they're, cutting off women's breasts and stealing kids for armies and stuff. Okay, then you get reparations. You go back to where your family wanted. You renounce your citizenship, and you go back. You got money to go back. If you stay in the United States, accept that your life is way better than it was. You are not living on a plantation. You're not being whipped. You're not being controlled in any way unless you break a law and get put in confinement. That's your own problem. You don't get reparations. Your family has already come out of that.
Your grandfather and his grandfather didn't have slaves.
No.
Why would you have to pay reparations? I'm not getting that. Why? I had nothing to do with that. Yes, it was a bad thing, but I had nothing to do with it. Why should I be paying the black community reparations?
Well, my advice is you shouldn't. But I got a better one for you than that. You're Norse Viking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm Scottish Irish. Your people did a number on mine, slavery and everything else. So you owe me some money. That's basically what that is. And then every Egyptian out there owes every Jewish person money because their ancestors were slaves. It's no matter, somebody was a slave and somebody else was not. Every race. It doesn't matter what race you are.
I'm not getting the reparations. Do I think I owe it? No.
No.
I do not think I owe it. Does the people that are voting, I guess, just in California, they passed a law to look into it.
Well, the reason they did that is because the Japanese were put in internment camps during World War II. Okay? So, and when they got out of internment camps, they were given reparations for what happened to them.
The living.
They were there. They went through it.
Yes.
Not 200-300 years later.
The living. I know a lot of people in the black community. I don't know how many are getting. I'm going to look that up. How many whites versus blacks in our community or in the state that are getting paychecks from the government?
I don't know.
And because
well, that's one of the complaints in the thing was what was it? Okay, blacks 16% less income than whites. Okay, I understand that. You can figure it out. Then they had another one on there that they didn't understand why. What was it? I think it was the numbers are. What was it? 10. What was it? 60% less jobs for blacks than there are whites. All right. Well, do up the numbers. If 60% less jobs are black than whites, blacks only make 16% of the national white-black ratio.
mm-hmm.
Then do that math. That means you need to, by that math, to make everything equal, you need to fire something like, I don't know, 28% of all the black people and give white people jobs. If you're going to do an equal ratio, because there's not 50% black, 50% white. National ratio is 16% black, The rest is white, Hispanic, and so on.
If you want reparations and you're on welfare, if they give you reparations, you should lose your welfare. Simple as that. I don't think you should get reparations. I know a lady that has.
I know where you're going with this one.
I know. It's sad. I know a lady that has 7 or 8 kids.
Yeah, I think it's 7.
Probably. I'm gonna say different daddies for all.
Yeah, I think that is.
There's no daddy in the home, and don't get me wrong. I think she's done a good job raising, a single mother. The lady makes more money than I do.
She makes more money than both of us put together, I think.
Yes.
And also, her one daughter is getting trained to be just like her because she's
pregnant. And she's told me the dollar amount that she makes. It blows my mind. And she would be the first in line for her reparation money.
She could probably work the system for that hard. She's
Yeah.
very good at the system. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, she'd be the first one. I don't know. I'm Doug. It's just a thought. I'm Doug.
I'm Chris.
Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Comment down below. Subscribe. I don't know. We'll talk to you on the next one. See ya.